Video today we are here racing the Mexican Grand Prix, or Mexico. Is it Mexico? It says Mexico, but I'm pretty sure it's Mexican Grand Prix. I don't know. Whatever. Either way, we're here. Mexican Grand Prix just happened yesterday. At the time of recording, it just happened an hour ago. It was actually really fun to watch an F1 race live instead of watching it, hours delayed or hours, after the fact of it actually happening. Coming to North America, it was something I was able to watch on time. I think maybe Canada I could watch on time. I don't know. Well, that would make sense. Canada would be, yeah. But yeah, it was cool to watch it live. Looking forward to next week watching the United States Grand Prix, only one time zone behind where I live, so that was pretty cool. I don't know the time zone of this track, but either way, I was able to watch it live. And I'm looking forward to racing here and seeing what we can do in the Mexican Grand Prix. Racing, of course, after the most recent patch, making the driver swap between Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly a thing in the game. That's quite exciting. So we get to race Alex Albon here in a Red Bull. And yeah, we'll see what happens in this race. Of course, we always race Red Bulls, race my favorite team. Get to, celebrate. Celebrate? I seen the area where the podium is. Get to race my favorite team. It's always fun to do. I was definitely hoping to see Red Bull perform a little bit better in Mexico, but, things happened with Max Verstappen, penalty he got. I don't know how I necessarily feel about the penalty. I understand it. He didn't slow down enough, and he probably wouldn't have got a penalty if he didn't say anything about it, but apparently he said something about it that he didn't slow down. So it's sort of self-inflicted there. But I don't really have, I don't know, some specific, they should have done it or shouldn't have done it. Personally, I feel that the lap he did should have not counted, because he technically had the fastest lap from a different moment, but, it's kind of weird that they got rid of his, or gave him a penalty like that. I don't know, that's my thought on it, is more it's kind of weird he got that penalty. Wow. I don't know if I didn't get a great start or what. I am racing on the hardest difficult I've ever raced on. Wow, really threw that in there against Hamilton and Bottas, honestly. Hamilton did take some damage there. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. I am racing on hardest difficulty. I've upped it to 45%, which puts this at the hardest I've done. A little bit of contact there. Can I get a good view of it from, probably his car actually gets a better view. You see here, I mean, technically, that is on me for charging really hard in there. But, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I'm going to try to drive in first-person mode for a while. I've been racing in first-person mode in F1 2016, trying to really just get used to driving in first-person. Which I do enjoy racing in first-person occasionally. Actually, in Gran Turismo, it really helps me focus in and actually race better. But in 2019 here for F1, it's been a bit of a struggle for me. Plus, I always like to just have the chase cam. It's always been something I've liked to race with. It has been kind of hard with the Halo for me to sort of get used to that. So racing in 2016 without the Halo sort of helped me at least get used to driving the F1 cars in first person. and then go from there. Cool we get to race with Alex Albon, though. I was personally a big fan of the driver swap. I was thinking that he should have got the seat for the car, or seat in the car for 2020. Like, no matter what, I felt like he had really shown that he was a better driver. Of the 3 potential drivers that could have took that second seat at Red Bull to join Verstappen. So, I thought it was cool to see him get a shot at it. I think he's done really, really well in that car. And compared to Pierre Gasly, who was really struggling to stay competitive, Albon's up there, outperforming Max. Now, of course, Max has sort of had some issues in the past few races that, since the break when they swapped, that aren't necessarily all his fault, but some of them are. Belgium, that was pretty much on Max going on the inside, breaking his car. Japan, though, that was on Leclerc for hitting into him. And honestly, in Mexico, the situation that happened there, with Hamilton getting himself a flat tire, it's hard to really blame anybody. I guess Hamilton was moving around a lot, but, well, that's not where we got the flat tire, that's where he got knocked back a little bit. But the tire, that was definitely on him, I feel, as well. Going on to the inside there against Bottas. Really got way too aggressive at a time he didn't need to be. He didn't need to try to make that move in the stadium section. I definitely felt that was on him, for sure. So, yeah, he did a good job coming back, though. I was very impressed with that comeback from 20th, driving around, first of all, with the car for half the lap, with really not much on that rear tire. Most of it just gone. Which is good that it fell off the way it did, though. Keep it from flopping around, destroying the floor. But, yeah, I think that overall... Wait, where the hell's the mirror? They're way over there. It's a lot different than driving the 16 car, where it's a little bit tighter into it. Plus, I don't know if I'm... Just the difference in the Mercedes and the Red Bull from first person, but... Yeah. I am liking a little bit more, though. Getting a little more used to it here. He is there. I think he's coming that way. No, he's coming this way. He had DRS. They were catching me a little bit. Had some contact there with Bottas, for sure. Are we going to get lights saying we got DRS? Oh, we don't have DRS. Magnussen's out. We just got to keep with Leclerc. Hopefully we get a DRS zone. I think in the game there's only 2 DRS zones in Mexico, even though they added a third one. Pretty sure they haven't added that in. It'd be cool if they did. Maybe in an upcoming patch they'll add another DRS zone here, but... Because there is one... over here. This is the DRS zone. Which I don't believe is a DRS zone in the game. No. That was definitely corner cutting on me. For sure. Yeah, back to the race. I think that Albon did pretty well for Red Bull. Ended up getting 5th. I don't really know how the strategy to get him knocked back there. But something did put him back where he was at in 5th. But, run up there in 3rd for a little bit. Obviously being the higher up finishing Red Bull driver again. Pretty well. And I could see Albon probably getting that Red Bull seat. For sure. In 2020. Personally, my pick of the drivers to go in there. He's done really well since stepping into that car in Belgium. had an impressive drive through the field in Belgium. And, you know, just getting the good finishes that he's got. You know, finishing where you need him to be. Sure, he's made a couple mistakes in qualifying and practice, or practice, not qualifying. We've seen in Russia, he crashed, and we've seen in, Mexico, he crashed as well. But overall, I mean, he's done really well, and I like to see him in that car next season. As for the rest of the race, a lot of strategy. It was cool to see two different strategies with the tires. Some 2 stops, some 1 stops. Also, it was interesting to sort of see the difference in, you know, the way the tires were, to not see the softs be the best tires. They're good for like a lap or two, but then they're just absolutely terrible. So to see a lot of the mediums and hards be the tires that get used, very, very interesting. A little bit of a change from normal. Rain didn't come like everybody was expecting. But that's been a thing for the past couple of races, honestly. Japan was supposed to have rain after the typhoon that came through, but nothing really happened with that. Mexico was supposed to have rain. What was the race before that? Couldn't Russia have had rain too? There's talks about that. So a lot of the races in a row could have rain, but just don't. So, not really surprised there to not see the rain. Now, I didn't know that the podium was over here, honestly, at this track. I've seen it there now in the game, and I've seen it obviously in the race today, but I did not know the podium was over there. Very, very good spot to put it. Also, I was very impressed with Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, the way that they kept their tires for so long. Especially Max keeping that from like lap 4 to the end of the race. But also Lewis thinking he was going to need new tires from like lap 23. He was like, got him on, and then everybody thought, or at least he thought, you know, he was going to have it changed, and a lot of the announcers were all, you know, talking about potentially Mercedes made the right call, then messed up. But they ended up making the right call to get the win. A lot of the cars couldn't stay too close to each other, though. That's been a problem, obviously, for a while, so. Talks again about seeing what happens with the 2021 regulations, I guess, to sort of see maybe if there's a way that they can, you know, bring the racing closer. I think that that's something that needs to obviously happen, because there's, you know, 6 seconds, or what was it, 6 or 8 seconds, I believe, between the top 4 drivers, but there was just, you know, they couldn't really get close to each other. They all had about a 1.5-second gap, and I mean, DRS is a good thing to help, like, pass and, you know, keep it close, but if you can't stay within range to get DRS, because you gotta cool your brakes down, you know, what's the point? I've obviously, since I got into Formula 1 this season, thought the DRS is a really cool thing. But if you don't have the ability to use it because you can't stay close enough to somebody to get it, then, you know, it's kind of wasted, I feel. So, I guess we'll see what happens when the regulations come out. I believe later this week, I think a couple days from now, was it the 31st? So, okay, bad move. I got into Leclerc there. Sent it on the inside, damaged him that time. I really messed that up. Now I gotta box this lap, so we'll see. We just keep hitting into each other. I cannot stay off of him. My tires are starting to give up. Lap 8 here, going away. Could battle between Leclerc and I, but we'll see if I can get a new front wing that could really shake up this race. If I gotta get a new one here. Yeah, get a sip of my Red Bull in the break here. New tires go on. Medium's new front wing also on. We are out of the box, going down the pit lane here now. We are down in 17th. Get ready to go back onto the track. Lap 9 of 18. The Williams cars are way back here. Come out ahead of them. Of course, some issues with my contact between Leclerc and I. Caused me to have to get a new front wing. Set me way back here. So we'll see where all this will cycle out when the pit stops are done. I'm just hoping that from my contact with Leclerc after I got into him back here, when I got into his back tire and I was starting to slide all around on the end of that lap, when we made contact over here, I hope it damaged his wing enough that he needs a new front wing, and that should really even it out. Because if Leclerc doesn't need a new front wing, I should still be in second, because I had a decent enough gap from second back to third. The gap there was significant, but it's really if Leclerc needs a new wing or not will decide if we're going to have a tight battle for first, or I'm going to have to really race hard in a lap or so. Max in the pits here. He should be coming out of the pits in a second. We will come out ahead of him and Vettel, so that's good. Antonio Giovinazzi is in front of us here. He'll obviously have to pit, so it really depends on where Bottas is, because he was the one that was third. I think Hamilton was further back when we made contact on the first lap. I think that damaged his wing slightly. So it should be Bottas behind Leclerc. So it depends on where those cars go. Will ultimately determine where we are. Real quick here, as we're charging through the field, not really much to go through while everybody's cycling through their stops. We can talk about the new subscription service membership thing that we are offering here on the channel. Memberships, or whatever they're called. We're calling it EBCW 6. And sort of, honor of a new number that I've sort of started to use for things, including my F1 2019 career that I raced. I didn't do a video on that, but I did play it. We did do one video where I broke the win record. And, honoring that number, using 6, so we're calling it EBCW 6. We did pass Leclerc there, and Bottas, so we actually ended up coming out ahead of some of those drivers there. Sort of made up for our mistake. But yeah, we're offering this new service. It should say join down below, depending on what you're watching on. I think on the desktop version of YouTube it does. I don't think it does on the mobile app yet. But there should be a link in the description where you can join. We got 3 different tiers. One for $1.99, $4.99, and $9.99, all US dollar. So you can convert that into whatever you have in your country. But yeah, memberships, we're offering some exclusive things. The first tier will get you early access to the Wednesday video 1 day early. Second tier gets you 2 exclusive videos on 2 Sundays a month. And the third tier is an exclusive vlog once a month with my cat Soul. We'll do some special content featuring her for that. So, as you can expect from that subscription membership service that we have on the channel, again, link in the description if there's no join button on what platform you are viewing on. Anyways, back here to the race. We are on lap 12 our teammate Max Verstappen just got passed by Sebastian Vettel. They are closing in on me slightly, because I do have a lap or two older tires. I do apologize for the notification noise from my computer. I have put my PlayStation camera here very, very close to sort of help improve the quality of the videos to not get the annoying fan noise from the PlayStation. Maybe hope bring that a little closer. We'll not have that weird noise in the background of the fan, cooling the system. So, what's our gap back to Vettel? I guess we'll see when we get to right here. 2.4 seconds. So, decent. What happened to Leclerc? Oh, I think he actually had to get a new wing. But because of that, it was slowing him down, that it really sort of erased the gap that we had. So the gap that Leclerc and I built is gone, mostly, down to 1.7 seconds for Vettel to catch me. The gap we built, mostly gone, as I, of course, had to get a new wing, and so did Leclerc. I was able to get in and use that gap a little better than he was able to, as he did another lap with the broken front wing. So that was a thing. I wonder if they're using a little bit higher fuel mode. Can the AI do that? Can I switch their fuel mode? My ERS deployment is set on auto, so I don't really know. I can't really use the benefits of that. But because I don't know how the hell to use ERS deployment. And I guess it's just when you use your extra power from your battery, but I really messed with that here in the game. Bottas up to third. Verstappen fell back to fifth there. I think getting passed by Perez or Stroll, one of the two. I didn't see whose name popped up real quick. I think it's Perez, but could be wrong. Again, 1.7 seconds still for Sebastian Vettel behind me, so our gap has gone down a little bit here. It's definitely nice to not have, I don't know, I feel like a crazy amount of, distance on the second place car, to have a more standard race. That's really why I'm messing with the difficulty to sort of increase it. I started out with 20% difficulty for F1 2018, so I carried that over 2019, and then been increasing it 30%, 40%, 45%. I just want to make it. I did 20 because I wanted to really just get a feel for the car and see how they drive. And then, increase it as I feel more confident in my driving. If I feel the races are still not competitive enough, I increase it by more. So that's why we're up to 45%. Because, some racing games, I always like to increase the difficulty. I want to make it where I don't just go out and absolutely crush the competition. But I also want to have it where I can, not get absolutely cooked. So we got some of those things like that. We were really experimenting with a lot with the NASCAR game. We used to do those series a lot on the channel. We had a lot of time sort of messing between, whatever numbers the difficulty was. I think it went from it said 80. There was no value to what the numbers meant. It just said 85 to 105. That was your difficulty in NASCAR Heat. I don't know if they're changing Heat 4. I did not buy that game, but that used to be the difficulty in it. So I was up to 103, I think, on that. So almost the highest difficulty. So, we'll probably move the difficulty up to stew the time. I'd like to get up to 50 or 55 before, maybe even 60 difficulty before F1 2020 launches sometime next year. What was that? Oh, that was my phone notifying me something Formula 1 happened. Oh, just the race results. Haha. for the Mexican Grand Prix. I like the little noises, the radio message thingy for the broadcast. That's a notification on my computer, though. I hope it's the YouTube thing sort of verifying the membership thing. I messed up one word on it. I didn't put... I forgot how I wrote it. It says you get a video month, something. I didn't put once end month or something like that. Get end video. I don't know how I put it. It makes sense in the sentence. If I just say the word by itself, it doesn't make any sense. Just waiting for that to be approved by YouTube. It's like a whole process before you get it verified. I don't know how the first one got verified so quickly, but the second time it's taken longer. Either way, Vettel's closing in on us. 0.7 seconds behind now is Sebastian Vettel. A little bit closer than he was before, so if he keeps that up out of the stadium section, we will have a problem. He will probably have DRS down the straight, which means we have definitely not won this race yet. For some reason, it's started going a lot slower this lap. Really, really slow sectors here. A second slower than my fastest lap. Definitely not good. I don't know if we're experiencing some tire wear or what. Take a look at it here. We got a little bit of tire wear. Vettel will definitely have DRS down the straight here. Better break the thing there. Yeah, he's going to get me here. Damn, that's from a long distance back too. But I guess in Mexico the DRS gives you a big distance. Oh, a lot of contact there between myself and Vettel. And he's going to actually get me here? I don't know. Where is he? He's literally there. That arrow is red. I cannot see where he's at. He's got the inside. I was able to hold him off somehow. I had no idea where the hell he was. Oh, it's so hard to see in first person, especially when I can't see the damn mirrors. It's a lot more to manage. Than when you're in the chase cam. He's going to try to get us here on the inside to the end of the stadium section. I think we might be able to outbrake him a little bit. Some more contact between us. Oh god, yeah, I cannot see where I'm like cutting over, blocking him, stuff like that. No idea. He's going to have DRS again here. Have we broken his wing at all? I want to find out. No, we haven't. I didn't know if I cut over and hit him. I think we're just hitting the side of our cars into each other. Yeah, he'll have DRS in a second here, and he'll be right on us. You just see how fast DRS opens it up for you. I guess it adds 12 miles an hour, at least at this track they were saying in the broadcast. Not sure if that is how much it adds at every track, but at least here, Mexico being a little higher altitude. I don't know if they, include that in the game or not. But last lap here, we have been passed by Vettel, so we're gonna have to pick a spot to try to pass him. I mean, that's one way to do it, but just go in there and just smash into him with our front wing? Alright. I guess that's worked. I mean, I went a little wide there. Struggling through these S's now without part of the front wing. I don't know what I've broken on it. I've gotten through here getting by him, but oh god, block off that inside line, but really struggling here. Taking some severe damage to that front wing in the last turn. And I got in trying to pass him in not an opportune spot. But I saw the opportunity. What? That didn't make any sense. I passed him in a not good spot to pass, which isn't normally, I don't know. You know what I mean? I passed him in a bad spot. Smashed into my front wing. Able to make it work, though. Get the win in Mexico for the Mexican Grand Prix. Yeah, I never really paid attention that the celebration's at a different spot. Well, I guess since this here is just, I think, a basic scene, it doesn't really look like it's anything unique, but... There we go. So who got third, Leclerc? I believe Leclerc did, yeah, Leclerc got third. Had a good battle with both of them. Definitely cool to see Albon up on a podium sometime this year. We'll see if it happens. Verstappen fell way down. I moved up from my qualifying spot of second, which I lost to Hamilton right at the end there. In qualifying earlier in the video. End up in first place. Vettel moves up to 6th. Leclerc moves up to 5th. Hamilton goes down. Perez moves up from 7th to 5th. Bottas and Verstappen both went down a lot. But yeah, there we go. A win at the Mexican Grand Prix, which next year will be the Mexico City Grand Prix. Fun fact. So thank you all for watching. I will be drinking the rest of my Red Bull Pear Edition, sugar-free, which I had during the Mexican Grand Prix. Always had to drink a Red Bull during the race. And I didn't finish it yet, so it's 6 o'clock and I'm drinking a Red Bull. Good job. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you guys next week for the United States Grand Prix. And on Wednesday, we'll be doing Fallout 76. And then Friday, we'll be trying out F1 2016. Doing a video on that. And again, check out the membership if you are interested. Link down in the description. Or there should be a join button, depending on what you're watching on. So we'll see you guys in the next one.